Hi, I'm Dave Williams, founder and president of Bullseye Video Productions, and today I'd like to show you a few reasons why choosing Bullseye Video to do your next project can be a confident and easy choice. You know, it can be intimidating choosing a video production company, especially if you haven't worked with that company before. But I think after you see some of the equipment that we work with and some of the processes that we use and the people that we work with, you'll feel more at ease choosing us for your project. The first thing I'd like to show you is the cameras that Bullseye Video Production uses. We use some pretty special equipment, so why don't we take a look? All right, let's take a look at the cameras that we would be using for your video production. This is the Panasonic HVX200. Now that's a pretty complicated name, but for those in the business, this is one of the premier cameras out there for independent documentaries, high-level video production. There's even been some feature films shot with this camera. A lot of the companies that you work with or that are out there, you'll see that they use these smaller cameras, and these are great. They're shooting high def. Now this is a Canon HF20, and we use this a lot. It can shoot in high def. This is very good for situations that have sunlight or great light that are pre-lit, and that, you know, the situation you can set up a kind of a studio shot and get a great shot with these cameras. But the drawback with a camera like this is that you look at the lens, and this is a smaller lens, okay? And I'd like to turn this HVX200 around and let you see the lens on it. This is a little shroud that's designed to prevent lens flare if you're out in a sunlight situation or a bright light situation. But look at that lens. Now what that means to you is if you're shooting in what we call a low light situation where, say if you're at a wedding reception that's in a dim room, or if you're in a corporate setting with a public speaker and it's low light, there's a lot more light that can get into a lens of this size. And so we can shoot much crisper, much better looking video in low light situations with a camera like this. The camera can shoot in high def, standard def, several different options. You can even shoot in 24 frames per second to give it that movie look. But this is a piece of equipment that we use that we're kind of proud of and that will make a difference in your final production. Now that being said, I'd like to show you some of the microphones that we use as well. Okay, let's take a look at some of the audio equipment that Bullseye Video Productions will be using. We use Sennheiser microphones and transmitters. Now there are a lot of options out there for video producers to capture great audio, but Sennheiser is widely recognized as one of the best available. So I'm speaking to you right now through a lavalier microphone that allows me to move around. I can be in an auditorium or whatnot, and I can move all over the place. This audio is being transmitted to a camera wirelessly, so there's no wires or boom mics or anything like that. And if you have talent that needs to be speaking to the camera, they can move all over the place and we can catch them. And they're not encumbered with a boom mic and an audio guy or wires or anything like that. And another thing that I'd like to show you that we're really proud of is the Sennheiser handheld microphone. Now this is what's called a super cardioid microphone. I'll switch the audio over now so you can hear the difference. Hello, hello. Mic check 1 2 1 2. We use this a lot for testimonials. Now we'll hold the microphone up to the person giving the testimonial and they'll speak into it. But what's great about this product is if you're in a very noisy auditorium and you're trying to do a testimonial, you'll capture a lot of that background noise with other microphones. But if we use what's called a super cardioid, I'll move this away and you can hear how much of that noise it cuts out. If I'm speaking regularly, you can hear that not a lot of that audio is being captured into that microphone. So it's great for in a noisy environment. You can capture just the person that you want to hear and nobody else, and that makes a difference in your final production. So as you can see, we use top-notch audio equipment for your production, and you know, you can't make good video without good lighting, especially for testimonials or close-ups of your talent. So there are a lot of options out there in lighting, just like there are in audio, and we use a special product. This is a fluorescent video light, and the advantage to a light like this is, and I'm going to turn it on, hopefully it won't blind the camera too much. But when I turn on a light like this and your talent is being lit with this, first of all, they're not overpowered with this really bright light. That's probably pretty bright on me, but it's really not for your talent. And it's not an intimidating thing for people that are doing testimonials or whatnot. And the other thing is these are really cool lights. Not cool like, hey, isn't that cool to look at, but cool that you can touch them. Okay. and they're not making your talent sweat, and they're not making, somebody's doing a testimony or something like that, they don't want to be all hot and uncomfortable. So these are great lights for video production, and they're what we use. And now I would like to take a moment and show you some of the computers and editing software that we use to make your final production. Okay, one of the last things that you probably think of when you're hiring a video production company is what software system and what hardware computer systems they'll be editing your final project on. But this can be very important, especially in how quickly your project gets turned around and that professional look and polish that gets added to the final product. Now, there are really three big players out there in the software world for video production, and they are Final Cut, Adobe, and Avid. If you don't hire us, make sure that your video production company is using one of these three. There's a lot of people out there who are trying to use consumer software and whatnot, and it really won't give your end product that polished look and feel like you'll see with those major software companies. We use the Adobe CS5 platform. It's the Premiere. It's the same people that make Photoshop. A lot of people are familiar with that. And they have a product called Premiere Pro and After Effects that video producers use. And it makes for great video. Now, in addition to that, we're going to be using Intel i7 processors, computers with i7 processors, blazing fast speed, and it really helps us get your project out quickly. We find that our clients really are concerned about time and how quickly they can get their project turned around. So this helps us do that. In addition to the software we use to edit with and the computers we edit on, we also have a tremendous library of sound effects and visual effects, digital images that we can use to spice up your project, like digital backgrounds, like this one, or this one, or even something like this, you know. Whatever matches the mood of your video production. We also have lower thirds that we can put in that can match those backgrounds. So we have a complete library of visual effects that we can add to your product just to give it that polished professional look as well. Now, everything that's being shot today that you're looking at is being shot on green screen. And green screen is something that's available for your production as well. The unit that you're looking at behind me right now is completely portable. We can take it anywhere. We can set it up with these same lights, and you can get this same look and feel from, you know, any hotel lobby or whatnot, wherever you need to set up at. So green screen really helps us be flexible in our productions as well, so consider that. Well, now that you've seen some of the equipment that we use, but from the cameras and the lights and the microphones, the green screen and the software and the computers that we use, I hope it gives you just a little more confidence in choosing Bullseye Video Productions for your project. But I'd like to tell you about one of the people here that really makes a difference in our productions, and that is Josh. Let's take a look at him right now. Hey, Josh. Hey, buddy. There he is. Josh is a very experienced camera person and editor. He will probably be working on your projects. And Josh got his experience in the news world. He's one of the camera guys that showed up at, you know, burning houses and whatever was going on with the police, you know, and there's all kinds of craziness going on. So he's pretty accustomed to working in a high energy, distracting environment. So if you're working at a corporate event where there's a lot going on, you don't have to worry about your camera person having the experience of getting around and capturing what's really going to make a great video production for you, because Josh has been there and he has done that, and he'll be part of the team that's working on your project. So you know what? I hope between the people and the processes and the equipment that you've seen today, you can choose Bullseye Video Productions with confidence. If you have any questions, you can email me, Dave Williams, founder and president, at dave@videobullseye.com, or call me direct, 301-573-1125. We look forward to hearing from you and working with you on your next awesome video project. Thank you.